Alright, you guys, once again, we're here with the quick update. I specifically wanted to get an update on her front. As you guys know, she's a little bit bow-legged, which is not necessarily normal, but it happens if the diet of the puppy doesn't really match with their growth. And so, as far as I know, she is growing quickly, and she's just not getting the diet that kind of helps her develop. Hi, sweet girl. Hellos. Oh, the belly. Just the belly. Hellos. So you can still definitely tell that she's a little bit bow-legged, but I feel like it looks a lot better. I think I'm still gonna Mars, no, no, no. Alright, she wants to look for something to play. We've been working on that. We've been working on her nibbles, her nibbles. I also think she's ready for socialization. Okay, back to the point though. She's still basically walking on the tips of her toes, but I do think it's going fairly well. I think it's definitely a slow change, but it's definitely a change. She does have an appointment one of these days, this upcoming month. So I have to figure out when that is. I have a note. Um, I wish they sent us a reminder via email, but they don't. But anyhow, so I do have that. I need to update to my phone so we can go. But she has an appointment anyway for her next vaccines, and so we're just gonna ask them about her development because she is still fairly bow-legged. I mean, it looks fairly good now, but if you guys watch her, she's still definitely just like kind of walking with the tips of her toes still. She's digging now, so and her back has always been pretty good. So it's getting better, but it's slow. And I'm like I said, I'm based on what I've read, I don't feel like I'm too worried about it simply because she has a lot of growing to do. So I'm not worried about her basically her legs being stuck that way, right? Because I mean, you've seen how big Kratos is. Kratos isn't fully grown yet, so she'll probably be at least that big. It's Kratos. I don't think she's not going to be bigger than Kratos. I actually, and I have never seen her appearance in person, just through videos, but I think her parents are a little bit smaller than what I was used to seeing as far as Dogo Argentino but we'll see. Um, so she's not going to be a big girl, but she still has a lot of, she has a lot she needs to grow. So, yeah, I was hoping that you guys be able to see, you know, because I feel like when she's doing a whole bunch of bouncing around, it looks worse because she's just putting a lot of pressure on her paws and everything, and her legs get tired. Her different legs, they get tired, and so she does a lot of stumbling around and stuff. So I'm trying to do it while it's just her out here, but she's decided she's gonna mind her. Like she's super independent, you guys. I mean, I kind of appreciate it, but she's super independent. More so than Kratos was at her age. Samara, come here. Come here. Come here, pretty girl. Good girl. Sit. Sit. Good girl. So we're working on sit. She's gotten down pretty good. Samara, sit. Good girl, Mara. You can kind of see it's definitely still the tips of her toes she's walking on, but it looks a lot better. It looks a lot better. I said she's still a little bow-legged, but it's looking better. Um, so we'll just continue to monitor it and definitely bring it up later. Anyhow, so yeah, this will be a short video because what I really would like to do. Well, the other two are about to go out in a second, which you guys will get a video on that. But I would really like her to play with Kratos, and I don't know if I want to do that now. I do want to do it after he's done playing with the Jack for sure, because he's just a little bit more tired. But I'm not sure if I want to do it outside or not. I'm trying to figure this out. Usually outside. See, the thing with outside is that it gives them more space to run and whatever. But outside, and if she needs to potty, she can just go potty, and like, there's no issue. But the more space that my other two dogs have to run and jump and stuff, the more hyped they get. You guys have probably noticed more on Jack. Jack can play kind of fine with Samara inside the house. You guys have seen it. But outside is just a no-go. Jack is just way too hyped. And the same still kind of works for Kratos, but Kratos is a lot more mellow. My good boy. So he's okay outside. But I'm still trying to figure out if I want to do outside. I had to do my yard not today, this weekend, you guys. But I'm not looking forward to. I mean, actually, it's pretty cool right now, so there's not actually a lot of bugs out. But this month has definitely been a month for bugs, for sure. Which I thought was really weird. I thought I would expect this more in like June, July, like all the bugs I've had experience with in August. So I thought August was kind of towards the end of your summer. I don't know. Maybe that's just the little kid in me that's just like, I started school in August, even though I haven't been in school for a couple years now. Where you been at, girl? So you can probably see that she still has a bit of bow leg in it now, but it's a little better. It's a little better. Mara, sit. Good girl. So we are going to start working on her sitting for what she wants. We have kind of started working on that today. Basically, she needs to sit. We haven't done sit stay yet. So her sitting outdoors isn't really something we've been working on a lot. But especially outdoors. Like if we're coming outside, I kind of just wanted to be outside because we're still kind of working on potty training. A little speed racer. She's so cute. She has so much energy. I love it. Anyway, what was I saying? What was I talking about? Oh yeah, going outside. I wanted to be outside as quick as possible because we still working on potty training. She's still a puppy. She can't hold her. I saw you. I saw before it happened. Yeah, so she's incredibly, incredibly stubborn. I would say more so than Kratos, but Kratos is pretty stubborn at this age too. He got less stubborn just as we did training and stuff, but he's definitely incredibly stubborn to where if you don't remove him from that situation or correct him, then he's just gonna continue doing it. He's like, oh, I don't care what you're talking about. Like, you ain't doing nothing to me. You just talking. So Samara sometimes needs to go over there and chase her off of it. So I actually don't care if her chewing on this because, like, I know my yard looks a mess. Like, my yard looks a mess. But like, this was kind of here before. Like, all this stuff here was here before from the previous owners of this house. And it looks a mess now because the bigger dogs just run through it and trample it, which I'm totally okay with. My perfect yard is basically a field with maybe like one tree. And I say only one tree because I like the shade of a tree, but I don't like to clean up leaves in the fall. And so my yard, if you guys can imagine, this yard is a bit of a mess because there's so many trees in my yard. I mean, like so many, but there's enough. But actually, the pine tree doesn't really do too much on the fall. This tree is also a pine tree, but it's basically dead. It's less dead than this tree over here. Like that tree right here, that tree is completely dead. There's no leaves from that tree. What did I say? No. Oh, you wanted my attention. Well, you guys to be sitting beforehand. She was chewing on my pants. Come here. Sit. Mara. Good girl. Good girl. What's with you in that paw? Anyway. But the rest of these trees, especially this tree right here, this huge one right here, and then that tree right by my house, all those leaves come down. And there's a whole bunch of leaves I also have trees in the front of my yard. And it's basically just a hassle. So my perfect yard is basically a nice field. But this is a starter home for me. Mars, what's up with you and digging? Huh? What's up with you and digging, girl? I mean, giving her some love because she did come. What's up with you and digging, girl? Oh, the bellies, the bellies, the bellies. Sit. Samara, sit. No. Absolutely not. No. Samara, sit. Good girl. Yeah, she gets hyped and then she forgets what she's supposed. But she's a puppy. Like, it's to be expected. It's to be expected. Nothing unnatural going on here. She's just being a puppy. But she has finally, I mean, she kind of was used to the place very, like, yeah, I mean, you guys have possibly seen the video when I first got her. She was very confident, very running away, like running around everywhere, bouncing and playing within the first 30 minutes I had her. So, like, she wasn't super torn up about being separated from her brother. Like her brother was. Her brother was super upset that she was out here and he wasn't. But yeah, anyway, so she's had an easy, like, I guess, in comparison to maybe, I don't know, Jack was also kind of okay too. She's still not as much. So Samara, compared to both Kratos and Jack, has just adapted so much easier, so much smoother. Like I said, she's real confident. It literally, I didn't need to take a week for her to just get used to the house, but I did take a week for her to get used to her house. And so I think I'm definitely gonna start training more than potty training now, as you guys can see. And I will also possibly be throwing her in the wagon for some training, some socialization, because she's definitely ready for that. Um, and yeah, we'll just keep it moving. The one thing that I do want to kind of work on before she starts puppy class is just her listening to me when I say stop. It's definitely going to be a thing for her because she's very stubborn, and I mean she's a puppy, said. But that's something that I really need to kind of get get solid before puppy class, because I can already tell Samara's the type of dog who wants to be the boss. And unlike Kratos, who was 6 months when he started puppy class, um, Samara is going to be smaller than Kratos, so therefore she might not be bigger than any of the dogs there. Kratos was the oldest in his puppy class. He was right at the threshold of being too old for puppy class, and so naturally he was already the bigger dog there. So he the second day of puppy class, he was kind of like went around trying to bully people. But after that, he was fine. But Samara has a totally different temperament, so I do expect, if we gotta poop, just do it, ma'am. Just do it. I totally expect that. I'll give her some space. Oh yes, I totally still see her. Also, there's a little pond right there, which is why I have this covering the pond for the puppies. Good girl, Mars. Good girl. Good girl. Get the cheese. Oh, you got it. um. Oh yeah, for the purpose of protecting the puppies from, because that thing's actually fairly deep. Like it's fairly deep. I am gonna get it removed, possibly. Like I'm kind of torn between like leaving some of this stuff here and just making it prettier because this is a starter home for me. But I don't really have. I'm not moving away anytime soon, and I just moved in this place. And also, this stuff is kind of an eyesore, and it's a hazard when you have little itty bitty babies. Anyway, back to what I was saying. But Samara's definitely the type. She's going to be smaller than Kratos was when he did puppy class, so therefore, uh, she is probably going to feel the need to prove herself. If that makes sense, dominate. She's already shown that she's incredibly willing to do that. So she will. So I will just need to make sure that she understands when I say stop, that she needs to stop, which is something that I had plenty of time to work with Kratos, but she's gonna be a bit younger, so we have to definitely solidify that. So that'll be something that we'll work on. I'll probably have to work on that more with in regards to with Paco. He's not gonna like it because he doesn't like any of the dogs, but my other two dogs are actually willing to. We're not willing to really correct Samara when she was first coming out the box, being real extra and really dominant and really like submit to me. Which I mean, it's unfortunate, but also like Samara's kind of gonna be the boss anyway, I kind of wanted them to teach her some lessons, in the sense of like, hey, don't mount me or don't do this, that, and the fourth. Um, but I don't know if they're just too nice for it. I mean, Kratos is definitely more focused on like, oh, she's a female, and Jack's just oblivious. That's probably the easiest way to say it. Jack's oblivious. But it would have been nice to have one of my dogs to be like, look, you gotta listen. If I say don't do something, don't do something. Good girl, Mars. Good girls. Sorry, cheese is all mixed up. You get it? You got some of it in your mouth. Sorry, I'm trying to pick the stuff off the ground. Oh no, I done ruined it now. No, she had some of it in her mouth. I try to like hook it on her teeth, her top teeth. Anyway, but yeah. So Samara, her temperament is super different. So I definitely need to work on her being able to stop when I say stop doing something. And Paco's gonna be the perfect person, the perfect dog to do that with, because Paco. I mean, it'd be better if he was more. He would correct her more, which is just not gonna happen. He's an old man. He's a tired man, but it'll just be easier for me to work with her. Like, for her to be like, okay, I have to listen to the lady that feeds me. So, anyway, you guys, we've been out here long enough. The other dogs are definitely wanting to come out. I have some poop to clean up. I think Jack also pooped out here recently, too. It's nice and cool outside, though, which I appreciate because there's no bugs out. But yeah, I actually will probably try to do a video of Samara and Kratos later. And I might do Samara and Jack inside later today too, depending on how Samara acts this evening. So basically, while I've been a little bit busier with work, so she's basically in the playroom in her pen, her little bed, all day, except for when it's like lunchtime and when she gets her breaks. Is she takes plenty of breaks to get water, to use the bathroom. She has a lunch break, of course. No, hey, what are you doing? No, now you're being scooped, puppy scoops. Yeah, you can't be trusted. Oh, big girl, puppy scoops. I'm just moving her around this way. She might go back. She's very adventurous. She doesn't really mind moving away. Oops. And there's the toy. Anyhow, so back to what I was saying. What was I saying? I thought she was going immediately back. Samara, sit. Good girl. Good girl. We probably should start working on recall too. I was trying to think. I was thinking about doing sit, stay, and then leave it, and then actually wagging stuff. I can see kind of just the way her foot bends. That's just good girl, Mars. Good girl. Oh, jelly bean, jumping bean, jelly bean. Anyway, I don't know which. Yes, I'm just talking. I'm just thinking and talking. Nothing really in particular to say. But yeah, so we were working on training. Puppy class. She'll be starting public class probably in October. What else is going on? Nothing much. I'm still trying to figure out, because my ideal was to... Oh, she's back. Okay, she moved past where she was digging, which is right here. Yeah, what? Oh, you gonna run away from me? I'm gonna catch you, girl. You can't run away from me. I'm gonna catch you. I'm gonna catch you, Mars. Yes, I am, stinky girl. Stinky girl. Stinky girl. Alright, well, let's get her inside. So my other... No. She's like, the feet is the only thing I can get to, lady. I can't even play with you any other way. Anyhow. Let me get her inside so I can clean up the yard and get the other dogs out here. But yeah, so she should be starting... Oh, I guess the random thought that I was having. So my ideal was to have 2 breeding Dogo Argentino Mastiff females. But the thing is I don't particularly like... So puppies are a lot of work, right? And the way that I kind of train my dogs, and work with my dogs and take them out and whatever, just a schedule I have for my dogs in general, it really doesn't allow, it doesn't easily allow for me to have 2 puppies at once. So I've been trying to figure out if I'm going to get another Dogo Argentino Mastiff puppy, or female, which wouldn't happen until later anyway, or if I would, this is a good time to show you guys how independent she is. Or if I would just wait and keep a female off of Samara's first litter, which would be definitely in a few years. If she's able to breed at all. Mars, come here. Good girl. Good girl. Oh, you got the zits. You're a good girl. You'll get mini vittles. Mini vittles. You're a good girl. Go on, eat it, Mars. Eat it. So she has a really good nose.